Hey everybody, it's Eddie J on crypto for growmybag.tv. I'm laughing because I just did the crypto minute. There was no way in the world I was going to hit like 12 different items. I couldn't even get to, I think I got to like 6. There's just a lot going on. But first, let's do some maintenance. I'm happy to announce that today we're actually going to be sending the new book to the printer. We're going to be sending it, we're approving it for the publisher to publish it and send it to the printer. That's huge. That also means that our crypto class is about to be scheduled. If you notice, it was going to be April 2nd. We have to decide on a new date because I've got a lot of new dates coming up in April that have me traveling. So there's that. And I know that people are interested in two kinds of classes. One, the live class with me, and then a pre-recorded class for those that can't make it. So we're going to try to accommodate both. But here's what's going on now. Record money seems to be going into crypto projects that are integrating AI. And I have a problem only because I wonder what they're doing with AI, if they're doing anything. And that's the issue. I need to do digging into projects like Synnax, Utila, Ton Foundation, UXLINK. There are a lot of them that are out there that are saying they're integrating AI, and they've got funding. So, I mean, I'm not saying that they're not integrating AI, just I want to know what they're doing with it. Most importantly, I want to know what their safeguards are. When you're working with AI, AI can hallucinate. In other words, it can get things wrong. And that's what I need to find out. Like, how are they combating, AI getting things wrong? Next up, we have USDT getting booted from, getting delisted from OKX in Europe. Why is that? It's not because, USDT or Tether did something wrong this time. That's not it. There are a whole bunch of regulatory compliance issues that have been created around stablecoins. And that's why it's being dropped. That's why. Here's what I think is going to wind up happening. A centralized exchange is going to have to drop stablecoins. So whoever's using those stablecoins is just going to wind up moving over to decentralized exchanges. There you go, because they're not going to get punked by anybody. So that's how that's going to work. That's how I think it's going to roll out. Next up, Bakkt. Bakkt is a custody, company. More importantly, they're financially strapped. That's the problem. They're financially strapped. They need new leadership, and they just got it. Andy Main is going to become the new CEO of Bakkt. If you don't know who Bakkt is, they're owned by Intercontinental Exchange, or ICE. So there's a lot going on there. If you go back to my February videos, I mentioned it back there. There's a lot going on with regard to Bakkt. They're having big financial problems, and they need new leadership in a major fashion. Fidelity. You know that Fidelity went and filed an application for an Ethereum spot ETF. They have since adjusted their Ethereum spot ETF application to adjust for staking, just like everybody else is doing. So whoever else has, an ETF, an Ethereum ETF application out there, they're all going to go back and they're going to be like, oh yeah, we overlooked the idea of staking too. So now we want to do staking. So sorry. And so we're going to adjust our application. That's the way that's going to play out. There's going to be a very big issue for the SEC. And the reason why is because the SEC is being sued for what people are calling ETH-GATE. And that's because they're holding up the idea of Ethereum spot ETFs. It's a commodity. You've already said that. Why are you dragging your feet? Now, here's what's funny. A couple of months ago, crypto mom Hester Pierce, commissioner with the Fed, commissioner with the SEC, said that there shouldn't have to be a lawsuit. Well, I said that there probably would be, even though there shouldn't have to be, and now there is. That's just the way it's working out. So it's kind of crazy that you're sitting back and you're just seeing how that's operating, because the SEC is taking it on the chin all over the place. I had something going on someplace else, and with another story, and I was going to tell you then, but let me see if I can skip forward and find that story for you, because it's kind of important. The SEC got reamed by a judge for power overreach. The reason why that's a big deal, sorry, my son comes in every morning and he steals my lotion, and it's the cutest thing. And it's not like he's a little guy, my son's 16. It's just really cool that, he knows I'm in here recording, and he still comes in here and steals his daddy's lotion, because he knows he's more important than anything else in my life. All my kids are. They're the air I breathe. But that overreach in power by the SEC is a major freaking problem. And a judge laced into the SEC's behind about it. That's going to have an effect on a lot of cases. I told you before, I've been telling you, with all the cases that are going on with the SEC and how they've been taking it on the chin, they're going to have issues. And now you're starting to see those issues pop up. There's absolutely no reason to be holding up I got lotion on the computer. That's not cute. There's going to be big implications over that. So what I'm looking for is they've got to pay, who is it, for debt, DEBT, that company. They're going to have to, it's an exchange. I told you about that previously as well. They're going to have to pay, they've been ordered to pay their legal expenses. You know what that says? That says you had no flippin' reason to bring this company to court. No reason whatsoever. Jack. That's, an overreach in power. And that's going to play out more and more and more as we move forward, in my humble opinion. I think the SEC has overreached on more than one occasion. It's going to affect their case against Coinbase. It's going to affect their case against Ripple. All of these losses, which, started off as small losses. This is huge. You have other entities, crypto alliances, things like that are actually writing amicus briefs against the SEC because of things like this. The skewing of facts. Just saying, it's bigger than a freaking bread box, is how I'll put it. Then you have Ethereum's Dencun upgrade. Hey, Stitch. Hey, boy. Actually lowering gas fees for Ethereum. Well, not for Ethereum, but for their layer 2s. That's actually a big deal, because you're seeing a lot of projects head over to Avalanche and Solana. I think you're going to start to see projects start to pop up on Ethereum because of that. I know. In a little while. I can't play right now. I got to work. I see your toy. We can't play right now. We'll play a little bit later. So when I see this, I'm thinking, all right, you know what? We're going to take a pause on Ethereum. Ethereum will come back when he doesn't care. He does not care. He does not care about my feelings. He's like, my job is to play. I'm going to play, and I want to play now. But that Dencun upgrade is going to have a major impact, and you're the biggest baby, and you're going to see major projects start to pop up, because that's what's been driving Avalanche. That's what's been driving Solana. That's what's been driving a lot of the other projects that are out there. So what I'm looking at is, that over there. There you go. He's not going to stop. I'm just going to have to keep playing with him. BitMEX integration into massive Bitcoin flash crash. Bitcoin on BitMEX had dropped down. Nobody's listening. Had dropped down to like 8,900. Flash crash like that. People are wondering why. How did that happen? That's why you're seeing a whole bunch of Bitcoin. Now, you had other numeric issues that actually hit Bitcoin. Grayscale dropped over $643 million in Bitcoin. you had somebody moving 400 plus Bitcoin. Correlation there? Maybe. I didn't do the math, but it could have been them. And this is why you see it. Still looking for Grayscale in terms of the services they provide, the fees that they charge, everything else. Just looking at their stock price. Know what I mean? I don't think this is going to stop for Grayscale for at least a little while. And the reason why is because Digital Currency Group has problems because Genesis, now defunct, is still being brought to court by the SEC. That takes money. So I don't know if DCG is also dumping. Don't know the combination, but I do know that Grayscale dropped over 600. That's huge. And that's going to, obviously that would have an impact. If you are a retail investor, you're probably freaking out. And we'll go over the numbers later, but you should not be. And when you look at my numbers, when you look at how Bitcoin is actually moving, you'll actually see there's nothing to freak out about. It's only down. It's down less than 15% from its all-time high. Mind you, we just reached the all-time high. Feel me? Stop freaking out. Stop freaking out. There's no reason to freak out. Then you have Empower. Empower Oversight is the company that is the organization that's suing the SEC for their ETH-GATE problem. And I wanted to bring that up. Binance, remember just a little while ago, had to pay that $4.3 billion as a settlement with the U.S. Because of that settlement, they're seriously cracking down on any U.S. holders, any U.S. account holders on Binance. Not Binance.us, but Binance, Binance.com. That's a major problem. That's a major problem for them, meaning they had to pay the 4.3. They've got to spend money to make sure that nobody from the U.S. actually gets on. Hard to do when you have people from the U.S. that know how to use VPNs or go to Palau and get a digital citizen thing going on. Or there are just a lot of places where you can go get, valid country IDs. Okay, I think it's only $250 to go over to Palau and, not even go, just sign up, get a digital ID, get a digital passport. Yeah, because then they're not looking at you as a U.S. citizen. They're looking at you as a legal digital citizen of Palau. Just saying, it's a big deal. So how does that happen? That's how it happens. You have countries that are doing that. Why? Because it's money. It's money that comes in for those countries that can make their countries better. Not mad about that. Sorry. Then you have Japan's largest pension fund, which happens to be the world's largest pension fund, looking to get into Bitcoin. They've made inquiries to different institutions that hey, what's up with this Bitcoin thing? It's called the Government Pension Investment Fund, Japan. It's things like that we should be paying attention to. So if you're out there freaking out, selling your Bitcoin because, it dropped less than, it's 14.88 something. I ran the numbers this morning. Stop freaking out. Stop selling. The institutions are not going to stop selling. I'm not going to stop buying. So that means you shouldn't stop buying. Hopefully, you actually have additional money, dry powder, as I call it, to actually buy more while it's low. Because it's going to pick up. There's no doubt about it. It's going to pick up. 900 Bitcoin are produced every day right now. The halving event causes only 450 to be produced. That's what I'm saying to you. So I'm not a financial analyst. I am not a financial advisor, but you should be paying attention to that, right? As a matter of fact, I'm all about giving people, an education on what's going on in the news today and the fundamentals of crypto. That's it. That's what the book is focused on. That's what the class is focused on, because there's so many people out there mucking around in the crypto space. And you know what? They could even be making money. But when I was doing research for this book, there were a lot of little things that I did not know. That's right. I don't know everything. I got to go learn stuff. So I put the book together and the class so that I could help everybody else get the same education. But you know what we should do? We should get into the numbers. And I snap my fingers because there's a certain viewer that cracks up every time I snap my fingers, and he cracks me up when I do it. So let me just refresh these numbers real quick. Yeah, it was bad. I didn't put up the little thingy in the bottom right. It's all right. I'm not going to die over it. Everybody knows it's my content. It'll be all right. It'll be all right. All right. So let's go over here. Let's refresh this real quick. Okay, now everything's refreshed. Let's make sure everything shows. Again, Bitcoin is down a whopping 14.88, or want to call it 89%. Stop losing it. Don't do that. WIF is down 29%. I told you there is money to be made in meme coins. There is also money to be lost in meme coins. That's what I'm saying. Book of Meme is down 24%. Book of Meme. Here's what's going on with Book of Meme. There's a $6 million bounty put out by Binance, right, to find out how Book of Meme got listed in a day. KuCoin's got to be scratching their head too, because they were like, oh, Binance listed them, they must be all right. So they listed them too. Where's the research? It just came out. What are you doing? Now, they just came out. Book of Meme just came out, and it's down 57% from off its high. That's not to say that it's not going to go back up, right? But it's down 57% off its high that it had just a day or two ago. Stop there. So Dog with Hat down 32%. Book of Meme down 50. Dog with Hat down 27%. Book of Meme down 24%. Bonk down 23%. I'm just saying. Let's pay attention, people. Let's pay attention. Theta Network down 21%. Floki down 20%. Loop Ring, something that I do pay attention to, 19% down. Pith Network, I do like Pith Network, down 19%. Gala down 18%. All right. WorldCoin, which I don't like, is down 18%. All right. On the plus side, you've got nobody. Never heard of Mantra. Wouldn't tell anybody about it either. I just don't know about them. But look how bad things are right now in the crypto space, that on the positive side, we're showing the least losers. That's what we're showing on the positive side. That's what we should be paying attention to. So you have a whole bunch of, stable coins, right? Let me just see if there's anybody else. Aptos. Yeah. Just not taking it as hard, right? Something called Slurf. Never heard of it. These meme coins are going to give me a flipping heart attack is what's going to happen, because the big bounce. Tomorrow's the big day. I don't care what anybody says. Tomorrow's the big day, the FOMC meeting. That's all I care about. Fear and Greed Index is down to 79. I'm expecting tomorrow will be down to like 70, 72. Obviously, right? DeFi Llama, yeah, we're down to 112 total value locked because people panic selling, all that kind of stuff. I'm not worried about it. I really do look at this as an opportunity. I really do look at it as an opportunity. And again, we're a long way away from being all the way down here. And now we're just back to trading within my blue band between 57,686 and 63,714. Right there. And we just dipped a little bit. We're still having, if you were to zoom out, you're looking at a very small lateral movement. That's all this is going to equate to be, is lateral movement. So that's what I'm trying to get people to understand, is that lateral movement is not going to be such a big deal. 14% is not a big deal. It's a correction. Now, I will point you back to what I said, or what Mike Novogratz said. He thinks that there was going to be a 35% correction before we pop up. Maybe he's on to something. Pay attention. That's all I'm saying. Pay attention. All right. If you're looking at the big board, if it pops up, there you go. Nobody's doing well. Chainlink is not doing well. It's green right here. You have a lot of things that are green right here, but they're all down. They're all down. Remember, Link was up above 20. It was like 21, 22. So these are, again, I'm looking at all this as opportunities to be able to get in. That's honestly what I'm looking at it as. Looking at it across the board right here, you can see who's doing well, who's not doing well. Still Solana is above BNB. All right. They're the best right now at 73% year-to-date returns. All right. Out of the ones up there, you still have Shiba Inu. You still have Shiba Inu up 142% year-to-date. Crazy. And watch, it'll go back up. Like it's at 25 right now. It'll go back up to like 40. Just saying. It's a matter of time. I think sustained growth for me, is going to come from those projects that have utility, those projects that have activity, those projects that have, an exuberant community around it. Those are going to be the ones. Anyway, this is Eddie J on crypto for growmybag.tv. Don't forget, we have the book that's about to be released. We just sent it over to the publisher with final okays. We're going to have actually a hardcover and a soft cover. And there are places where you can take notes within the book. I know, Stitch, cut it out. We also have the class that's coming up. I have to set a new date. I have to rearrange my schedule so I can get the dates right. We're going to have 2 flavors of the class. One is going to be pre-recorded. The other one is going to be live. And for both classes, you'll be able to take an exam thereafter to test your skills. On all the classes that we have hosted on our own platform, Grow My Bag will have exams that you'd be able to take to test your own skills. As a matter of fact, I'm thinking about coming out with a whole series of quizzes that people can take. Free quizzes. All right. Hope you have a good one. Eddie J on crypto for growmybag.tv. Enjoy the rest of your day.